that showing of post that he did, like that day everything started really popping off, it wasn't really the best showing for him to get his side of the story. He just came off as damage control, and the damage,
Right.
to your point, the damage control did not seem genuine at all.
No.
And
Now, here's
I
a question for you.
yeah, go
What made
ahead.
her act like that?
What made who do
What
what?
made, what made the side chick out him? I wonder what. I'm trying to figure out what triggered that, because she had to get something from it. You know what I mean? You don't just do shit like that and expect nothing in return. Other than, publicity, there's just nothing tangible. She had to get something tangible for that.
Yeah, because I mean, because for all of that, she probably could have been, she could have outed him a lot sooner. Because even
She,
in his own words, people don't cheat when they what was the word phrase that he used in one of those videos? It was like one of those things where he was like, people only when they're cheating, they've cheated for a long time already. It's just the first time they've
right.
gotten caught. So I guess in his case, they probably got in an argument, and she was like, "Oh, word." And she started telling all his business, and don't be
Oh, really?
surprised.
Okay, hold on. I got one for you.
Mm-hmm. And check this out. Don't be surprised if other women don't start outing him too. He
I
tried
mean,
to put it out there by saying they had split for a certain amount of time, and other people started started to see him, and he was out, and he had that life changing moment where he's like, he gave his life to Christ, but then he was like, F it. So then he started seeing a whole bunch of women, and he just didn't care anymore and all of that stuff. But it's just kind of like, bro, you're
but like,
making.
why didn't you just own it? Just own it. Don't blame nobody but yourself. You made the choice to do what you did. Don't sit there and blame anything or anybody else but the person in the mirror.
Yeah, I don't see.
But
That's the thing. If you're a narcissist, it's kind of hard for you to do that.
yeah,
So you just
very
kind
much
of
so.
downplay it, and then he started deflecting. Like he started talking about John Gray and all of that. And are you familiar with
Yeah,
John
nothing to do with
Gray?
you.
So if for those watching that aren't familiar with John Gray is a African American minister. I believe he's out of Joel Osteen's. It's a big mega church down in Texas, right?
Uh-huh.
And I think John Gray's out of that ministry, and he's been on TV. He's been on reality TV and all of that. And he had like a cheating scandal as well. I don't know. I feel like in John Gray's case, and this is not supposed to be about John Gray because I don't want to deflect off of Derrick Jackson and holding his feet to the fire. But the only thing I'll say about that is when you hold people of the cloth clergy, people that are supposed to represent higher moral standings. Not saying that they are because they're still human, but at least they're supposed to uphold, at least attempt to uphold higher moral standings, whether you're a person of a religious leader or again, in theory, a politician or a law enforcement officer.
Anything higher office is like not above regular civilian level. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like those are
Right.
people that are supposed to uphold the standards that they're enforcing on everybody else. You know what I'm
Also,
saying?
oh, sure.
Say that
Now you
again.
said it.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I said
Oh, how about that? You did take that. Oh, so like in those cases, I see any corruption on those levels. I
it.
would see that as more of a problem as opposed to this guy. Like I don't. I
Right.
mean, other than him just talking smack about men, it's like who are you? Like you asked, like you were even digging up at what are his credentials. I don't know what his credentials are.
I mean, we gave him the status and power. Women gave him the status and power that he has by tuning into it. You know what I mean?
You said
I did
who gave him that status and powers? This is on the record.
his listeners,
Who were his listeners?
mostly women.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's y'all fault. Y'all fault.
No, but like, but seriously, like, it was like, I'm not. I'm honestly wasn't a person that actually listened to his stuff like that, because it's just
Mm.
another person scroll through. I saw on Facebook. I'm like, okay, like something caught my ear. I listen in on it, but I sit there and take it for like, oh my god, you're so right about that. No. I said, okay, you shared your opinion. I'll consider that. But
Right.
don't think I'm actually believe everything you say out your mouth, 'cause I don't know you like that.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, you're still a stranger to me. You're just somebody that's on Facebook, that's on here, but you don't. I don't know you like that.
along those lines, that's that's kind of the take I had when I was seeing his stuff. Like, I do believe that people can still drop gems. You know what I'm saying? You
Oh
might, you might,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's a
not
chew the meat and spit out the bones type thing. Like, you might
right,
actually be saying stuff that's on point. You know what I'm saying?
right,
You might be just be living foul for real. But like, I think I was talking to you about this yesterday. Like, I'm in a group chat with some of my friends from high school about this situation, and the thing that I said to them was, the easiest way to understand the mindset of a killer is to talk to another killer. However, it doesn't mean that that other killer is going to stop killing. You know what I'm saying? So he was already well versed in the mindset of a cheater, because he's been a cheater and he has been actively practicing cheating. You know, I think
right.
what up, Kelly? What up, Kelly? I think we got Kelly Silverman from the
She
West
said,
Coast, straight West Coasting. She had a comment
she
in
said,
there.
listen to him or Steven speak. I don't listen to none of these experts. I'm skeptical. I'm right there with you.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, they
Yeah.
may know something, not everything, and it's just acknowledging their responses. I mean, they may drop some knowledge. Great, that's wonderful, but doesn't make you always right and your way only way that's right. You know.
And that's the biggest thing when it comes to it, like, as I'm going to do the air quotes like Kelly used with experts. The thing with experts, right? You're talking to somebody who may have been able to walk the walk and be able to share some knowledge that is readily applicable to other people's situations. But
Uh-huh.
the issue that comes into play when we're talking about past experiences is how you tell people to react with what you're sharing. And a lot of the stuff he used was very preachy. He was saying, you should do this, you shouldn't do that, I don't have any sympathy for blah 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 if you're doing this and that, and so on and so
Uh-huh.
forth. And like, basically, like, shaming people for whatever they do. Now, mind you, I'm not saying not to hold other men accountable for the actions,
Oh,
or other women. I'm not saying
right.
that. But what I am saying is, it's a different thing to come off by saying, "Yo, I experienced this in my life. This was the mindset that I was in when I was making these decisions, right, wrong, or indifferent. And
Right.
if you're going through this, here's, some ways that you can, deal with this or deal with that."
Right. Can I offer you this situation here? Can I offer you this advice here? Not saying you should, no, you shouldn't. I mean,
Well,
who are you?
you
I'm
don't
just
even
saying.
have to, so again, with in this sphere of media, you don't even have to say advice. You could just say, this was my experience, and then
Right.
and just give that disclaimer, like, yo,
Right.
I can't tell you what to do. I can only tell you what I did and what worked for me in this situation, and here's my
Exactly.
mindset when I was dealing with it. You
Exactly.
know what I'm
That's
saying?
perfect. That's the
So
way it should have came across like that. I
yeah,
mean,
cause like, and that's why, like, when preachers mess up, it's like, gotcha, look at you, caught your hand in the
right.
cookie jar. You telling me not to steal? Thou shalt not steal. What happened to that? You know what I'm saying? Thou shalt not be an adulterer. What happened to that? Thou shalt not lie. What happened to that? You know what I'm saying? So
Oh
like,
yeah.
those are the things where you try to come off as this, on this platform of moral authority. It just kind of, has people looking at you like, oh, look at you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, we don't want to see LeBron James missing free throws. You're supposed to be the greatest player in the world. You suck
Right.
at free
It
throws.
happens though.
You know what I'm saying? And not to take away, uh what he's skilled for, but that is a flaw. And if you're trying to coach people on scoring, and you're not
Uh-huh.
good at that facet, that is going to be a flaw that people are always going to nitpick at you about. It goes the
Right.
same way whenever you start getting preachy.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yeah, just I like the idea of living your truth, because then
Right.
that's less, uh room for people to nit. I mean, especially in a public sphere, people are going to nitpick at you anyway. But if you're not coming off as preachy, this gives you less room to get judgment and stuff like that. I do it for my
Do it for my
kids.
kids.
Where he said he's making he makes music. Yeah, I've seen some of your videos, bro. So that's dope. We hope we can hear some of the
Connect.
music you have. Maybe we can play it on our Monday show, Monday nights, because
Right.
that's the platform that's we're in the studio. You can actually hear music and stuff like that.
Yep. I mean, what else they say? Like, besides all of that, I mean, do you think maybe he's gonna be able to recapture his audience again? Do you think he's gonna be, it's done? It's a done deal.
This situation doesn't help in term more so in terms of how he handled it after he was outed, right?
Right.
So when you have that many followers and so on and so forth, it's just like anything. Our American public is very forgiving if you keep providing the content that they want to hear.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So if he just keeps putting out his content and stuff, maybe he steers it away from relationships. And
Yeah.
since he's no
Well,
longer
like,
the
you can't
moral
put your
authority
toe
on
back in
that,
that pond no more.
yeah, he might want to talk about like finance or
Right. I
so
mean, I said before, I
he
think he
might want to do
finances
fitness right now, like self
it,
health and wellness, like what I'm
and
saying. He
then
can
you
do
start
that.
eating a cheeseburger at Five Guys somewhere. Oh, see, you're not healthy. See?
Yeah, right. But he
I
might
mean,
be able to get something off in that vein. Oh, what?
but then like,
Oh,
we got
okay. There's another comment.
it's a it's a train wreck at this point. We keep watching to see how bad it'll get. True.
Yeah, like
Speaking of trains, though, I noticed that there's been a kind of like I don't know, a high speed train of gentlemen jumping on the finger pointing, chastising. Yeah, I knew you was a fraud. I knew you was this. I knew you was that type thing. Everybody's like so happy that he was like.
Yo, listen.
They're like happy to see this man, have to go through the shit.
Listen.
I mean, what did they get out of it? What's the big deal about this man? They were so, you can see how happy they were. Like, oh my god, I knew he was fake. But before,
so listen,
nobody said
I
nothing.
I didn't know men were that in tune until we saw Black going off on Monday. Cause Black was on one, yo. I was like, bro, like he's. I was
why
like,
wait till he outed to say he's a fake?
Yeah, like Black was going off, and I was like, yo, what's the?
Noticed.
But you know what? So I can say why. At least what my impression is of why. I believe that again, when people get real preachy, it's like, okay, then I expect because you're preachy and acting like this moral authority, I'm expecting you to uphold that standard for yourself. So if you're not upholding that standard for yourself and all of us and talking down on all of us who've made mistakes and being real condescending and judgmental and so on and so forth, then you better be 100% on point in every facet of your life that you're talking smack to about everybody else. Oh, you're not? Oh, word? Look, you just another Negro out here tricking and sticking?
Yeah.
In any chicken? Oh, that's what you're doing? Okay.
Tricking and sticking, eating chicken.
Yeah, bruh. Listen, you know what I mean? So for me, I didn't hold him in like high regard to me, I just felt like he was just another, personality just got caught out there. You know what I'm saying? But clearly, like what all the books he's written and everything that he's got going on for himself, he disappointed a lot of people, other females that I'm in communication with that are following his platform. Have said that they're very disappointed in him.
Creeps, recognize creeps. A lot of dudes doing about from the gate. Hey.
I don't necessarily say that dudes are. That's not to say that all dudes are creeps. You know what I'm saying?
No. Nobody say that. Nobody say that. She said a lot of dudes knew
Oh,
about
okay,
him from the
fair
gate.
enough. All right, my fault. A lot. Okay, I see that here. A lot. Okay, a lot of dudes knew about him from the gate. You mean like when you come off as like greatly bashing or the thing that you hate, you probably are that thing that you say you hate so
Oh,
much. You know,
that is so true.
again, that's probably like a narcissist. To me, that just
Yep.
sounds like a narcissist that, oh, I hate this, but then like deep down you got this like unhealthy fetish for it. You know what I'm saying? Or
Well, I mean, hopefully the wifey gets through it and she's okay, a safe base and be able to show face in public and, all that stuff like that. I hope she bounces back herself, you know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely.
I
She
mean, it's
got
gotta
she
be highly embarrassing, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Really
on
sad.
multiple fronts, and I definitely wish them the best. Nobody likes to see a family being torn apart. You know,
Especially publicly. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
like I wish that on no one. I wish that on no
Right.
one. However, it takes personal accountability. Like the same way you've been in the gym hitting them weights. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You dedicate that time to your family now. And if I were him, I would spend less time in the limelight, more time at home.
Repairing, rebuilding, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I'd handle that.
Absolutely.
Word.
So what else we talking about Monday? We talked about, I can't forget Brian Hooks.
Oh, wait, what's this? Like, yeah, definitely. Shout out to Brian Hooks. We'll definitely chop it up with Brian Hooks. Speaking,
Speaking of third person while breaking in the fifth dimension, like sick word.
bro, like that. Yeah, it was very. Yeah, I mean, we definitely touched on him speaking, referencing himself in third person. Like that was
Yeah.
it was just you're deflecting now. You don't
Yeah.
want to be accountable. Just say I did this. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Now,
Don't
like
act like you're
man did
having
that.
this out of body experience.
Yeah.
Like I can't believe
Like,
this man would
yeah,
do
see,
such
that
a
was wrong what he did. That was real wrong what he did. I'm like, you are him.
right, right.
Just come out and say it.
Yeah,
Like, at
yeah, yeah.
the
That
end of
was
the day, if
bad.
he came out first and said what he said before the chick said anything, he probably would be able to save more face and have more respect because the
Right,
fact that he out himself. But now
absolutely.
you lose control and saving your ass is basically what you're doing right now.
Hmm.
So good luck to you on that one.
Yeah.
But
So you had mentioned Brian Hooks. Shout out to Brian Hooks. If you guys don't remember who Brian Hooks is, he was the lead character on the movie Three Strikes. He was also with some more on Soul Plane.
yeah, so funny. He's a dude trying to get in with some more in the landing gear.
Uh-huh. And then we
Boyfriend.
and then you also may remember him from the sitcom that Eve had. The rapper Eve had a sitcom, and Brian
Yep.
Hooks was also one of the lead characters on that show as well. And he did join us via phone on Monday, so I thought that was a
Yes,
great
he did.
experience as well because he was able to talk about his new project, Left of Bang.
Yeah, I was just more so he took a time out of his busy schedule to all the way up in LA to call us and talk about his share his project and share his experience with us. I mean, that was amazing.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, Let the Bang was, I can't just put it, I mean, I still speak about it because it's such a great idea.
Yeah.
It's a refreshing idea.
Right. So make sure everybody you follow, I believe it's the Brian Hooks. That's his Instagram handle, and
I
his
believe.
project is called Left of Bang. Basically, for those of you who aren't familiar with what he's doing with the project, Left of Bang Entertainment is a entertainment nonprofit charity that he started where he's getting inner city youth access to the entertainment industry, primarily getting them involved in production, film, learning about that entire process, soup to nuts, almost like getting them internship access. And they're also getting to meet some of the celebrities that Brian Hooks has worked with in some of his
Yes, great.
films that are out there in LA. They're like, right there next door to Hollywood, but a lot of these kids don't have that access. So it's kind of like they're inside of a glass bubble and they're not unable to break in. So I think this is a great avenue to give them that access and that exposure. And they're learning
Oh,
entrepreneurial skills as well because they're learning how to, put together and fund a film. I believe they have a Kickstarter right now.
yeah.
Yeah, they got a
Uh-huh.
Kickstarter right now, so you can definitely go look up Left of Bang or look up
Yep.
the Brian Hooks because he has opportunities to support the youth that are participating in these projects. The funds that they have, they are tax deductible and are also able to leverage that money to create more projects and to have more kids be involved in this project. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen, it's accessible to all kids even in other areas outside of LA. So if you
It's
have some
all over the
young
market.
folks that are upper elementary, middle school, I'm not sure if it's high school age as well.
I believe so.
So yeah, I'm not
It's
100% sure.
not our age though.
Yeah, well, if see, here's the thing: we can get on if you got kids, nieces, nephews, so on and so forth. Just sit in on them. You're monitoring
Right. You supervisor.
parental.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm saying. You're a chaperone.
There you go.
Word, word.
I mean, it was a great project. It was great for him to actually share it with us. We're going to try to have him back on the show and do like a video conference with him again sometime soon,
Yeah, I'm looking
so we can
forward
get.
to that. I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Oh,
Hopefully, he can come back and visit us because I think he said the actual project is dropping in April, right?
right.
Yeah.
That's the first session of class to start in April. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we definitely want to try to get them on like right before that, just to remind people to, get their students registered, get it on their calendars,
Mm-hmm.
be involved. I want to say it's April 10th, I believe was the
Yeah,
date.
it's like we said, April 10th was the first session of classes, and the cool thing about it is free. There's no downside to it. It's free.
Right?
You
Yeah,
have
like
internet access, and
learn.
you can have a computer. You can get onto the classes and join it and learn how to be in making production. He said acting classes as well.
Yeah. So like why
So
why
in the
not
next
learn
chapter,
like the
yeah,
entire filmmaking process either in front of the camera, behind the camera, the production side of it, which again for any production it starts with the financing, right?
yep,
So you're getting to learn all of those things from someone who's actually doing it. So speaking of somebody that's credentialed versus somebody who wasn't credentialed, you are getting classes from somebody who is credentialed and has a resume to boot
yep,
that you can get the game from. And he said that he even gives like kids an opportunity to see other celebrities. He said he had Anthony Anderson meet the kids one
yeah,
time too, like Anthony Anderson from Blackish and um from Hustle and Flow.
yeah.
He's been in lots of movies.
I'm hoping he can
My
hook
my
up with
favorite my
Tyler Perry.
favorite movie Anthony Anderson was in was Two Can Play That Game. I just love that role
That's
he
my
played.
favorite too.
That movie made me angry. I think I expressed that to y'all on
Why
Monday.
is
Well,
angry?
no, cause I like the way she did Morris Chestnut. My first girl did me like that. So like all those little
Oh,
things that Vivica Fox had did, there
did it
like
work?
oh yeah, it worked. Like that scene where he was
That
dribbling the
was work?
basketball around the house trying to like hitting the heavy bag and stuff like just cuz he was that.
Wait, did it? Are you mad because it worked? Or are you mad because she did it to
No,
you?
in the at the time frame I was mad cuz it was happening. But when I saw
Right.
the movie, it showed me how it was happening and how she like mind screwed me. So I was like
Wow.
more like dang, I got like for real. So then I was mad about that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I didn't have because I didn't know the game. I didn't know how to play it. Like so, I just fell for everything that was happening. You know what I'm saying? But
I
like
got you.
once I saw that movie and I basically was shown myself. You know what I mean? I
Like, oh, that's
behaved a
what she
lot.
do.
I behaved a
Okay,
lot
I got
differently
you.
with my relationships with women since then.
Oh, so I ain't gonna get caught again, right?
Yeah, like and I see red flags. I'm just like, oh, okay. And then I also, as far as my trust level and stuff like that, I wouldn't say that I'm very I'm trusting to an extent where I can allow myself to be vulnerable, but I don't put anything past anybody.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care who you are. You could be Mother Teresa.
Oh,
Mother Teresa could still be sucking some.
no, man.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's just kind of how I look at it.
I got
You know what
you.
I mean? To give
Oh,
Mother Teresa the right circumstances. Whew.
wow.
Lord, Lord Jesus. Oh, oh.
Wait. She said, I see you will help you. That's what she said.
No, no, I'm going to heaven. I'm going to
I
heaven.
got
But I'm just saying that I don't put.
remember that comment you said on Instagram the other
Oh
night?
no,
Yeah.
no. I mean, no. That Mother Teresa's still a human. That's all I'm trying to say.
I was being funny, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, I don't put even Mother Teresa. Like, she could be up here the highest moral standard, but given the right circumstances, Mother Teresa still get that thing going.
Yeah.
Word.
So let's talk about the vaccinations, the
Okay.
non-vaccinated people, because I know we touched on Monday like a little bit, but I was saying, I mean, it's not Black say he didn't see what I'm seeing, but I've noticed a lot on social media that people who are vaccinated versus people non-vaccinated are getting like becoming so-called experts on the vaccination process and the side effects, and trying to talk to folks who want to wait a little bit longer to say, go ahead and do it. Because if we want to come back to normal society again, I'm like, well,
They still
first
gotta
of
wear
all,
masks though. It's not gonna be
right.
normal.
I mean, I don't think people realize, yeah, you're getting a vaccination. That's wonderful. That's great. If it works for you, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no long-term side effect information's like out there for you. It's only been, what, a year?
Right.
And you want people to sit there, and it's a gamble. You gamble with your life. You want me to gamble taking that vaccine in hopes that I might get the right strand vaccination, because there's already 7-8 strands out there already. Like
Right.
flu vaccine has 150 strands. You know what I mean? So why would I sit there and wait and rush it? Why everybody's getting vaccinated anyway? So why? I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Why
I
not wait?
do. 100%. Oh, Tone, peace, brother. What's up, Tone, at 53rd Beach Mob? What up, Tone?
You know, like making instead of, and not only that, like, why chastise those who choose to wait? I mean, you yourself, those who are making these preachy statements about getting it now, were the ones who said, I'll wait until, if thing comes out later on, you know what I mean?
Right.
They didn't jump on to get it right away.
So again, this is kind of like the whole hypocrisy type of argument, right? A lot of the people that I've heard, being judgmental about that were also some of the same people that were slow to put masks on. You know what I'm saying?
So it's not going to fix it. The vaccine isn't going to as a fix all, but it's a way to decrease some more,
Yeah, you did the more bit. Yeah,
the vaccine will help you so you don't actually die from the virus.
Right,
I get that.
right, and I don't think that everybody that's taking the stance that you're referring to, as far as like being judgmental about the vaxxers versus the non being judgmental towards non-vaxxers, is not to say that, for one, that people that are waiting are non-vaxxers. There are some non-vaxxers that are like kind of on the conspiracy theory side. You know what I'm saying? But then there's also like some that not necessarily conspiracy theorists, but they just want to wait and see. Like, there's like any new technology, you have some people that are early adopters, right? Then there's some people that are, kind of slower to ease in. They want to see how those early adopters rate the thing, or see how it affects them. Are there any defects in this new product? Because that's what this is. This is a product that is getting marketed for commercial use, right? How are people going to affect this? Are they going to grow third arms? Is it going to turn into I Am Legend, and everybody's going to be like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we want to know what how these people are going to be affected by this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, and not only that though, I mean, some of the effects that I've seen so far are permanent effects on the body, not just semi-permanent.
Some of the effects from COVID, or some of the effects from the vaccine?
The vaccine.
Oh, okay. Like, what are the
And
effects that you've been seeing?
I mean, some of the effects they said in early studies, people are getting Bell's palsy. Some of the effects people are getting,
Wow.
other people are getting blood clots and a lot of blood clots.
So
I mean,
so here
some of the effects,
so here's the thing with these different the results from these vaccines. The PR spin, and I'm going to call it a PR spin only because I don't have the clinical evidence to discuss this, but the
right?
PR spin is that, okay, they're having these effects because it only affected these particular individuals these way because they were already predisposed to something in
Uh-huh.
it, so they kind of use that as a way to downplay the
Yep.
effect that it has. But to me, like, it just reminds me of how sometimes companies will come up with these ways to sweep, negative environmental effects under the rug. It's like, oh well,
Uh-huh.
like I remember when Teflon was a big thing and it was contaminating the environment and animals were dying and getting cancer, and the people that were eating the food from the animals, they were, dying of cancer, and then others were, born with birth defects and stuff like that. And it was like, well, there's only a very, very small percentage of these problems, so there's not really a problem, you know
Right.
relative to the benefits. There's only this small speck of problems, so we can just keep
The
doing
key
it,
word you
let
say
alone those
the
small speck
problem.
right, and those small specks build up over time.
Yeah, it can become this as big as it can be just as big after small specks building up over time can be as big as they were bigger than the other problem was. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh,
So
is there another comment?
yeah, that at that level it would be considered flu-like, but won't overwhelm ICUs, which I agree.
Mm.
Most of the side effects from people who have Bell's palsy were wait, hold on, predisposed or hold on,
Yeah,
I can't read.
predispositions to Bell's palsy. But I mean, like,
Right.
what gives
Most
somebody a
people
pre?
don't know that though. Most
Yeah,
people,
but
I
and
mean,
like,
like
what
all you
gives? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
most people just know the facts. Then all the facts they have are they don't know they're predisposed to Bell's palsy. Nobody gets checked for that because there's no actual reason to get checked for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
like
yeah,
I've
at
only
it,
seen people get Bell's palsy like when they
exactly.
have super high levels of stress in their lives and
Right. My cousin got it. She
yeah.
has Bell's palsy. She
Mm,
was in the hospital sick, and it went through her body, and she came up with Bell's palsy. Now that can happen, but you don't get checked for it. See if you're predisposed to it. So, but and also another thing people are saying, and people who have side effects that are serious, oh, something wrong with your body. No. The facts are this. Maybe what's wrong with your body? We don't know that. All we know the facts are I wasn't sick, took the vaccine, now I got this.
mm,
That's all they know, that's all they see, most of the public.
right.
Unless they dig into their actual genetics, history, and their medical history, they're not gonna know to look for that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're not going to want to hear it. Not all they want to hear is, "Oh my gosh, why am I like this?"
Right. So
And you
here's
can't.
a, so here's the other thing, and again, this is kind of like to piggyback off your other point about the stuff being so new. When you have something that's really new, and I don't like the lack of accountability that comes with vaccines, because they are basically saying we need you to take this, but you still got to take it at your own risk. So if you are somebody that gets Bell's palsy, there's no compensatory damages that or punitive damages that get paid out to those individuals,
Right.
because it's like, you're basically signing
And
a
there's
waiver,
something.
basically signing a hold harmless waiver to the company to say, we want you to have this for the betterment of society. But if something goes wrong, or if you end up being one of those individuals who were predisposed, that's on you. Sucks to be you, kind of thing.
I read an article about a healthy doctor who took the vaccine. 2 weeks later, he was dead. We're going to sit there and try to say something wrong with his body. He probably had some kind of stroke or heart attack as a result of his body reacting to the vaccine. But the facts are he was healthy, a regular doctor. He took the vaccine, now he's gone.
Yeah, so like, to me, this is still, I still feel like we're in clinical trial mode, and
We are.
they're
We
trying
are.
to see like how some people react to it. So they're probably autopsying that guy,
Mm-hmm.
I did hear something about Hank Aaron had the and RIP to Hank Aaron as well. RIP to the doctor that you're referring to.
Mm-hmm.
In regards to their families. But I heard that he had the vaccine, not long before he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I
and
mean,
these are older folks that are already vulnerable anyway.
right. But
Like,
so
what do you
now
do with that?
let's go me the downplay of it. They were already old and they had all the conditions going on they didn't know they had going on. So this is why it wasn't the vaccine did it. It was their bodies reacting to the vaccine.
Yeah, and to me, that's an unacceptable excuse, especially if they
Right.
were relatively healthy up until that moment.
Right. That's the whole point. Like that keeps me skeptical a little bit. I mean, I'm not saying I'll never take a vaccine like that.
Yeah, and I'm not an anti-vaxxer.
I'm not.
I am a
I'm not.
waiter. I am someone who's patiently
I'm a
waiting to.
patient who waits.
Yeah, like I've gotten
Me,
vaccines before, like all the vaccines that they require to, move out and about. I've gotten them, the flu shots and the TB shots and all of that other stuff because my work required me to get all of that. So I'm not opposed to it, but I just think this one is so new, and to your point that you initially said, I think we all do reserve the right to not have it if we don't
wait.
want to. We reserve the right to wait. That's my take
Yeah.
on that.
Right. And you know, I'm gonna wait and we'll see what happens. And I can say I will never take it, but if we're required to take it, then yeah, required is required. I comply with whatever the laws of the land in order to me to keep moving. Thing, you know what I mean?
Right. Oh, Tone
But
has some other comments too.
yeah,
53rd Beach Mob. Can you see what he's saying?
uh-huh.
Oh, what up, NPC Killer? What's good, bro?
Let me go back to his comments. He said that mRNA gene treatment is a new human viral trials that has been part of the medicine. Exactly. So we're talking about medical literacy. He said, you're right, Q, but the alternative is live in a shelter or face continual sickness and death or economic starvation once the world decides to move on. It's a risk, and you guys are right. I mean, it's everything's a risk anymore. I mean, I feel like the more we experience life, the more riskier it gets. I don't get it. Like,
Yeah.
for me back in elementary school, I'd rather deal with a little kid bullying me around than deal with this shit.
Right. So he said he works in healthcare and he's been fine. So that means not only are you have taken it, but a lot of your his coworkers have as well. Tone, can you talk a little bit about how your coworkers have been feeling the effects of it?
The big sneak.
The big squeeze, yeah, for real, for real.
My brother took the vaccine, the Johnson vaccine,
Okay.
the one shot thing. He said he's doing fine so far.
All right. So here's the other thing with that, right? So the Johnson & Johnson one I heard had the least effectiveness than the Pfizer and the Moderna. So does
65% effective.
do we have any statistics on as far as the ones that allegedly have any deaths related or any other negative health effects, which one has those negative health effects after taking it?
Let's see. I don't think I can find that information.
How about that? Because would they ever tell if they did? Would they ever disclose that? You know what I'm saying?
50% of health workers won't take it, though. I get it.
Oh, so the health workers have a choice not to take it. I thought they were required to take it.
I didn't know that either. No.
He said most of the worst side effects are from AstraZeneca.
They pulled theirs.
Oh wow, they had to recall their joint. Oh, you said they pulled it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
People were getting blood clots or something like that. That's what I heard.
Wow. That's crazy. So I definitely wish those folks well. So here's a question: Can if they have those side effects, is there a way to purge that stuff out of their system? That's another thing I'm curious about.
Yeah.
So like say it's not Bell's palsy, but it's the blood clot thing. You know, some people can get to the ER and stay in intensive care and get blood clots taken care of if they find it in time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, she got Pfizer. Okay. So yeah, I mean, like I'm I every time I hear somebody say they've gotten a vaccine, I want to I'm always curious to see how they're doing, how they feel,
Right.
for obvious reasons. Because
Right. You actually you care.
yeah, and for the other side, like if it, I notice more so about morbidity rates as Tone had addressed. Is there
Mm-hmm.
anything related to I guess being able to prevent it from spreading, or is it just we are only getting these vaccines to diminish morbidity rates, but we still are going to have to wear masks and so on and so forth?
If I got your toast brought, I'm good.
Okay, well, make sure you talk about that in your sneaker article. Shout out to Real Kicks magazine too. They got the homie on the cover. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like excited about that.
Well,
But
you don't get started.
make sure you talk about that in your sneaker review, especially if you got an extra toe sprout and we want to know what shoes are good for six toes.
Right?
You know
You
what I'm
want the extra
saying?
wide or the regular wide?
Word up. She got the Jordan 11 2.0s like
2.0. I mean,
right. Word up.
but yeah. So I mean, hey, teach his own, I guess, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So we talked about the vaccines. Do we have time to address Gillie's comments about
Yeah.
Gucci and all that?
Oh, he said, wait. He said herd immunity will not be achieved for a while since liberty prevails over science.
Wow. Yeah, because a lot of people, heck, forget the vaccines. A lot of people didn't want to wear the mask.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let alone getting a vaccine. So,
My right to wear a mask. I'm like, what?
so yeah. I mean,
People have masks on now. So they do, right? They start coughing. They go take the mask. I'm like, put the mask on your face when you
yeah,
coughing.
like, bro, like, what you doing?
Right.
That makes you want to punch those folks. Yo, I was like, come on, man, it's nasty. One thing I can say about COVID, it just to me revealed how nasty we were
Yeah.
as a country hygienically. Like, bro, like, what you mean wash your hands and take showers? Like, y'all weren't doing that already, huh?
Why you got to tell society to wash their hands though?
Like Negroes. Come on, man. Y'all weren't washing your hands already, taking showers.
Touch your faces now. I mean, if you think about it, touch your face a lot. We always touch our face. We wash your hands, grab a
Yeah, and I mean,
doorknob.
I even did it here. I'm like wipe my eye off or
I
whatever.
do
I
it
did
all
it
the
right
time.
today. So
Who else let you do that every day? I'm just like, okay, now I realize don't touch your face.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely.
We got makeup on. We don't touch our face. We have makeup on our faces. You know what I mean? So we don't really touch our face that
I
much.
got you. I got you. You don't want to smear. You don't want to smear the foundation.
Right.
I
So
got
we
you.
don't.
I hear you.
I mean,
I hear
I mean,
you.
like, I go to the bathroom. Some wash hands. Some don't wash hands. I mean,
Right, right.
pretty disturbing to know some of y'all don't wash your hands like they go to the bathroom.
Facts. Shaitan is a savage. He is deaf, dumb, and blind to the ways of the wise. Salute to that. That's 100%
Oh,
facts, and
right. Bars.
it's definitely got a very very nefarious agenda popping off. And I pray is my deep prayer that people wise up in this time for real.
Yes. I mean, there's actually no excuse for it now.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is at your fingertips as far as knowledge and what you want to know about life. Everything is there.
Facts.
So if you don't know about something, either you didn't read it or it's a choice not to know about it.
I agree.
It's a whole choice. It's like people say, oh, about racism, this, that, and the other. Oh, it can't be that. It can't still be here. I'm like, are you, what?
Yeah, just watch the news.
Watch the
Watch
news. Read a
TV.
book.
Yeah,
Because
watch. He read.
I mean, it's there. Everywhere
Yeah,
you go, it shows you something going on in the world. So if you know what's going on in the world, you ain't open your eyes.
right.
Obviously, you gotta be dead.
For real. For real. So I did egg. What's that say? Egg.com. So we can't do the uh live request on this particular platform when one of the things we are working on for our Monday night show with Union 215 is we're setting it up where we can have multiple people join a live at the same time. So unfortunately, we're
Right.
not on a platform right now where we can have multiple people join the chat. But if you have something that you'd like to share, please feel free to comment that, and we will make sure that we do our best to try to address your comments.
And then also join us on Mondays. Join our shows on Mondays. You can get more of an interaction with all of us. All
Yes,
four of us.
that's correct.
And get you in there. You can comment all you want to, and we can read your comments back to you, and laugh joke along with you.
Word.
What's you talking about laughing with the other guy?
Okay, so if anybody's been following the verses, right? The verses to me, well, my two favorite verses, I believe it had to have been Gladys Knight and Patti LaBelle. I thought that was dope. And of course, Ghostface Killer and Raekwon. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Wu-Tang. Like those were my favorite versus battles. But no, I like Snoop and DMX's verses as well.
Who do you think won that one?
Who I think won? Which one? Which one?
Snoop and DMX.
I think Snoop won just in terms of like the volume of I think in terms of the volume of hits that he had. But I mean, I didn't really look at theirs as much of as a battle. It seemed more like a concert than a battle. The same thing with Raekwon and Ghostface. Like I felt like theirs was more of a concert. Even Patty and Gladys's seemed more like a concert than a battle. You know what I mean?
One coming up, I think, is now Earth, Wind, and Fire versus the Isley Brothers.
Oh, word! That's crazy.
Yeah, versus I heard.
That's crazy. Yeah, RZA and Primos. I felt like RZA and Primos was more like a battle. I felt like who else was like a battle? I felt like uh Scott Storch versus Manny Fresh. I felt like that was definitely a battle. Like Manny Fresh made like he got drops and he was like calling Scott Storch like a drug head and coke head, like just dissing him with his record scratches. But Scott Storch still won because his quantity of hits was just bang, bang, bang. But the one big battle was Gucci and Jeezy. Like that was a battle, and Gucci was coming for blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, Gucci wanted that static, and Gillie actually made a Gucci. Gillie was on the Breakfast Club, and he had made a comment about Gucci. In that situation, because basically they were just asking whether or not Gucci was, kind of was he right to, call out Jeezy and would he be friends with him? I felt like him showing up in peace and like maintaining peacefulness, given their like situation of serious beef, like that was big of both of them. You know what I'm saying? They like blood was shed, people lost lives in their actual beef. You know what I'm saying? And the volatility of that time down in Atlanta was crazy because King Von had just gotten killed in a rat, like, due to a rat beef. Was it like a week prior to that or something? R.I.P. to King Von too. You know what I'm saying?
And I never did get that though. I mean, I understand people beef, but why on a level of losing lives, and why on a level? I mean, you don't know the person to the point. I mean, it's words. You know what I mean? It's nothing. It's not like I walked up and pushed you off a cliff and you kind of family come back for revenge. You know what I mean? You talking words. You hurting somebody's ego. It's nothing tangible. So why are you like, why are they at a point where I said something in my rap and dissed you, now I'm going to come back and take your life? That to me, it makes no sense to me.
So here's the thing when it comes to use of words, and words have power. Think about in if you're a religious person, the word was what was used to create the universe. He spoke
True.
it into existence. So if you have
Right.
the power to create, if we're created in the creator's image, then we
Uh-huh.
have that same ability to create universes with our words. The energy that emanates from us or coming from our thoughts, that same energy that we're thinking, like those are electric impulses that are going out into the universe that are creating other ideas and thoughts, that like even us having this conversation going back and
Right.
forth, that's our minds. We're communicating with words to each other. And
Right.
it like the phrase that I always would hear a lot is, it's not always what you say, it's how you say it.
Uh-huh.
So
But it's also like you said also, and getting back to what you were talking about, the universe being, from words. Also, do we not have this power of free will?
sure.
And free will is also a free choice to listen to those words and make them mean something to you. So I may deliver a speech to you, but well, my intention of the speech is may not be what you received it as.
That's true.
So it's the person's choice on the receiving end to say, okay, I know I'm not what they said it is in that rap, so I ain't got to listen to that whack shit. You know what I mean?
Sure.
If it hits a chord with you, obviously something that resonates with you hits you to your core to the point where you have to say, okay, well that's fighting words right there. So now somebody wants to get stabbed because of something like that. You know what I mean?
And
But then again, when you hit that, can you like take a minute to pause and say, you know what? It's not worth me losing my life over or going to jail for. That's just petty belong. That's me. Step above it. You know what I mean? It's a choice.
some
Nobody,
some people feel
nobody
like they don't
controls
have
it.
nothing to lose, Rise, and it's really sad, but some people
Well, I
really
mean,
do feel like,
people say I have no control over it. It's like, well, nobody's physically moving like a puppet. We're not. I mean, we are puppets to a point, but not to the point where somebody else can move us with intangible, non-physical, movement. It's just word.
unless you're of the frame of mind where you're just always on the defensive. Like some people are trained to be live wires and are not taught how to discipline. Where also a lot of
Right.
people have been through a lot of traumatic experiences, so you don't know what they hear that triggers them to act a certain way. We also,
Right.
people aren't shown how to manage and deal with their emotions. Some people all they've seen is people get angry and
Right. Okay.
act violently on those emotions. You know what I mean? I was watching uh uh a promo for Hitman Holla, who's going to be battling Cassidy, and they looked like they were about to pull guns on each other, like they were ready to fight. And this is battle rap, like yes, it's aggressive. People come from the streets, but you're supposed to just keep this to your point, just in words. But they were like
Right.
really ready to, they were talking smack, like, and I don't think this was just acting for the camera, because
Right. Okay.
they both got street ties. When somebody's like, "Yo, this on such and such and such," and you don't know me like that. That's on Pyru. Like, you start claiming your set on on national TV. Like,
Huh?
he's ready to go to war. You know what I'm saying? He was letting it be known that that's where it could go. So it's one of those things where, at least in Gillie's case, I kind of, I don't necessarily agree with the idea of retaliation, but
Huh?
I do agree with Gillie by saying, like, I wouldn't be friends with that person anymore. I wouldn't try
Oh
to do business with that person that tried to send somebody to kill me. You tried to knock me off from
yeah. Right.
from living, and take me away from my family, and
Right.
take me away from supporting the people that I love. And
Right.
I get it. I understood where Gillie was coming from.
You don't get a medal for showing the world that you can sit at the table with your killer, with the almost killer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
There's no award ceremony for that. So I agree with you. I would not be able to sit in the same room with somebody trying to knock me off either.
Yeah, you can have,
I mean,
you can,
we ain't got to talk no more. We ain't got to communicate no more. We ain't got to do nothing no more.
right. I
But
mean,
still
the
about
to me,
me.
to your point, I believe that the truce was had already by the fact that they stopped fighting. That, you know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, to me that was enough. You don't have to,
Right.
you know what I mean, if you guys choose to do business together because somehow some way, forgiveness and reconciliation was had, then God bless. But I would not give anybody that expectation that has to happen
Right. There's
after
no
after
obligation.
things
There's no
went that
obligation to do
far.
that.
After things went that far, I wouldn't expect it.
No. There's
So,
no obligation to do it. I
yeah,
wouldn't do it either.
right. Yeah, I
It doesn't
wouldn't
make
either,
no sense
man.
anymore. It just means I don't want to deal with you no more. So
Facts.
it's like the same people in the regular world I talk to. If I don't talk to you no more, it's not that I have a problem with you or I'm mad at you. It just means I don't feel like talking to you. I have nothing to say.
Word.
I'm gonna make up stuff to say. I'm not gonna make it uncomfortable for myself. The force words out of my mouth that are not there for you.
Right. Oh, Tone said, Q, peace, good brother. Bedtime now. Good night, Queen. Thank you. All right. Salute, Tone. Thank you for joining us, my brother. Word.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody joining us tonight.
Yeah,
And
so is that
but
is that is that our time tonight? Did we
yeah,
get
that's our
everything in?
time. Yeah,
We got everything
yeah,
in? All right,
yeah. We got
cool.
it. We got it refit. Yep. So tell them about your site coming up though, Q. Your website you used to working on right now for your
Oh yeah,
merch.
yeah, yeah, man. I'm definitely working on the FreshFloEnt website. So we'll have more merch up there. You'll be able to connect with all of our music. You'll be able to see the projects that we're working on for as far as the links to our affiliates, whether it's Real Kicks magazine. That's going to be dropping tomorrow too. So I'm excited about that as well. So all these different entrepreneurial ventures, man. So just trying to keep the the juices creatively flowing as well as financially.
Oh
trying
yeah.
trying to
Oh, yeah.
recover from this COVID, and I can't rely on no stimulus package. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Or a
Where can
stimulus
we get
check.
the magazine? Where can we get it? And how can we get the magazine?
Yeah, it's gonna be an online magazine, so it's gonna
Okay.
be Real Kick.
Where
So
can we look it up at, I should say.
say that again.
Where can we look it up at?
Yeah, it's going to be called Real Kicks Magazine. I don't have the URL yet, but I should be
Okay.
getting that tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm excited about it. It's gonna be some nice stories for anybody that's a sneakerhead. Is magazine that's catered to sneaker enthusiasts. So it's gonna be like a lifestyle magazine, but people from all ages. If you wear sneakers, you like sneakers, you know, it's gonna be a nice little photo album and journalism that'll suit your sneaker taste buds.
There you go.
Word.
But it was cool talking to you again, Q, like always. And everybody who's listening
Likewise.
tonight, please join us on Monday night,
Mhm.
ep3 Human Society, and come join us for the conversation again, 9 o'clock Monday nights. And then catch us back here again on Thursday nights at 9 o'clock to recap on Monday night's show.
Facts. Make sure you guys support Left of Bangs project
Yes.
by Brian Hooks too. The Brian Hooks and Left of Bang. So basically they're fighting gang violence. So definitely check that out.
All right.
Peace.
Take care. See you
All
later. Have
right.
a good weekend.
You too.